What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Getting Technical, here with Nick and Jules.
What's up?
What's going on, boys?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing? How you been?
Nick fresh off a vacation.
Yes.
Shaking this cold. We got Jules here. New job, Jules.
Same job, new role.
New role, Jules.
LinkedIn Jules.
How you doing?
We're here to talk some hoops. USA wins the gold. Steph Curry robbed of the Olympic MVP.
Yeah. I mean, you could say he was robbed, but
no offense. Look, he carried them the last two games. Were those not the most important?
It was the last two games, but he shot like shit the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think
did.
And even honestly, like that last game against France, he shot like shit all game until the fourth quarter.
But, at the end of the day, like there's
don't
a
win
good chance
him.
they lose without him doing that.
Yeah.
they
100%.
absolutely lose without him. But like, I don't know, LeBron was always that Mr. Consistent. Like he always does the same thing every game.
Well, that's just
so
LeBron,
I think
like his whole career.
just
He's
yeah,
literally Mr. Consistent. 27, 7, and 7 every year.
It's crazy.
Never had a game with 27, 7, and 7, right?
Yeah, I think
That doesn't even make any sense how that stat's true.
Yeah.
By the way.
I think he'll actually do it this year, 27-7-7.
He should just try to do it one game. That's his only goal. Or honestly, LeBron probably likes that he's never done that.
You think he tries to
last
avoid
game.
it?
His last game, he's gonna do it. It's like the
I'll
Kobe, Kobe
His
60-point
favorite
game.
thing.
He'll do it.
But yeah, I mean, do you guys want to start off with Steph? You want to start off with LeBron, or do you want to talk Tatum, or just Olympics in general?
Olympics in general sounds good.
I mean, I feel like it was a good wake up call that the world is really here.
I don't know.
We've kind of
I don't
known
know
that.
about that.
We've known that, but
Yeah.
if you think about it, let's look at the top 4 or 5 players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Jokic, international. Giannis, international. Luka, international.
Yeah.
Joel,
International.
fake American.
Yeah, international. Yeah.
Fake USA.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who's the 5th best player in basketball. It's a toss up between a bunch of American guys.
Yeah.
Tatum.
No. He goes way down after this Olympics.
I don't know. To me,
No way.
it's just Serbia could have easily beat us. Obviously, they shot the lights out in the first 3 quarters,
Yeah.
and they went 0 for 10 in the 4th, and
Yep.
reality, they came back to reality. France, though, bro, if you think about it, next Olympics, Wemby's going to be obviously much better. But if you look at all these drafts, the top guys in the draft are they're all French.
Yeah, but I also don't. I'm not super afraid of the world as everybody else says it as it is.
Wake up call was dramatic. But
Because
it's cool to see at least that the Olympics are at least competitive now.
yes,
Definitely.
and the thing where where a lot of people are saying, hey, the U.S. has to hurry up or kind of get up with the times, because you look at teams like the France, and you look at teams like Canada who have all that talent. They still have issues that America doesn't even think about. France having issues getting the ball in. with point guard play was an issue for France. True. You had teams like Canada who had nobody bigger than 6'8" on the team. Mm-hmm. So I yes, the world's getting more talented, but I don't think it's really that much of an issue for us.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I guess we could just jump right into talking about Tatum, because that's what I feel like everyone's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if he was a top 5 player, he's out of my top 10 after this Olympics, because
That's so ridiculous.
No, it's definitely understandable, because I don't know why people are defending him. He was clearly he clearly didn't deserve to start over KD or LeBron. You could argue he should have got 10 minutes a game over
Devin Booker,
Drew Holiday, who else? Derek White. He could have got minutes over, but in general, bro, Tatum he's just not him. He's not him yet. I think in 4 years from now he will be. He's gonna be the main guy on Team USA, but for now, nah, man, nah. Tatum falls out of my top 10.
I think some of it was unlucky, but I do think some of it's a little ridiculous. If you look back at the last Olympics, which was 3 years ago, it wasn't 4. Tatum was second most on the team in minutes.
Yeah, but
obviously LeBron wasn't there. Obviously Steph wasn't there.
Joel.
But someone like Anthony Edwards getting so much more burn than him, even though you could argue they play different positions, I think they can play the same position.
But I don't think you need Tatum. They don't play the same position, and I think that's the roles that Tatum was playing, was going to play, was the same role that KD was playing, was the same role that LeBron was playing, and that's where Tatum is in his best. The role that Booker played, the role that Anthony Edwards played, that's just their thing, and I think they're both much better suited for the roles that they played, but I don't think it's a knock on Tatum by any stretch. I think that for some reason, like I haven't seen another player other than maybe LeBron where people just love to hate on him for no reason. But like the amount of Tatum hate is actually it's getting out of hand at this point.
It's not getting out of hand. It's very warranted.
I just don't see it.
By the way, I don't think he hit a jump shot in a game that mattered for Team USA the whole Olympics.
I mean, he wasn't even playing in the games that mattered for the most part.
Well, I'm talking about like the whole thing as the beginning of the Olympics and then before the Olympics.
Made a basket or hit a jump shot?
No, hit a jump shot. Like hit a
3-point
shot. No, like hit a 3-point shot at least 20 feet away.
He's not a good 3-point shooter.
But in the Olympics, you got to be able to shoot. If you're on the wings, you got to be able to shoot. Like all those guys.
Which is why he didn't play.
What?
Which is why he didn't play.
Exactly. So I don't know why he's getting hated on. Like you got to if you can't shoot, then you're not gonna be able to play in the Olympics, and he couldn't shoot. So
I think the thing is like
he's also the best player on the best team in the NBA.
Doesn't matter.
How does that not matter?
Not in the finals. Jaylen Brown that a little better.
How he is a top 3 player. If you want to get disrespectful, he's a top 3 player on the best team in the NBA.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you mean a top 3 player?
He's one of the 3 best players. If you want to be disrespectful and say Brown and Porzingis or Brown and Drew Holiday are better, he's either 1, 2, or 3 on that team. Correct?
Okay.
That does not mean he's like that. Do you see why he's in the Olympics?
I mean, I see why he's in the Olympics because he's 6'10". He's he has the credits, the proof to back it up. You know what I mean? He just won a ring. But I'm saying like he should be. I'm saying he should be like the 8th man on Team USA. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he should be benched like Tyrese was, but I'm saying he should get restricted minutes for sure.
So let me unpack this because I know where this is coming from as a Suns fan and a Devin Booker fan. Is that Devin Booker looked like a god. He looked amazing. For Team USA.
He looked like the 4th best player on the team.
Yeah, he did. He even looked like the 3rd best player sometimes when Steph wasn't hitting. But then Steph had those last 2 games. I'll give Devin Booker that.
Okay.
Devin Booker, and as I said in our group chat, Devin Booker is the Kobe Bryant of Klay Thompson's. He is the best possible role player you can have because he can hit a jump shot.
He's calling Devin Booker a role player.
He can do anything like that. Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns were at best when he was doing that when CP3 was when he had CP3.
No, I don't.
You don't agree? You don't think that was the best version of the Suns when the CP3 was on?
I'm saying the best version of the Suns, because he had a lot of other talent. He had McCall, he had CP3, he had Ayton, he had Jay Crowder, he had Cam Johnson, Cam Payne. He had like guys around him. Now it's just
he has Bradley Beal and Kevin fucking Durant.
and that's 2 people. And that's 2 people, bro. That's 2 people, bro. The old Suns were better.
My point is that was what Devin Booker is good at. When Chris Paul got to the Suns and said, "Hey, there's an adult here. Let me take the keys, and this is how we're going to drive the car." The Suns were good, and Devin Booker played well in that role. When Devin Booker was like, "Here are the keys," when they're like, "Here's the keys," and you're going to drive, and sometimes KD's going to drive, and sometimes Bradley Beal's going to drive. That's when they were shit. And that's when they were disappointing, like how you've dealt with them as the past 2 seasons.
Well, we got Tyus Jones now, so I think.
Listen,
I think it's a great pickup.
Hopefully, yeah. And listen, that's a great pickup. And hopefully, this Olympics thing, because back in 2009 when LeBron, Melo, and all those guys had great years coming out after the 2008 Olympics, I think hopefully the same thing happens for Booker. But I do think that's what Booker's biggest issue is that his best role is being in that kind of role player-esque role where he's not asked to do too much, but he's also asked to, he just fits right in to what he has to do. Kind of, i.e. Klay Thompson.
Yes, but he's leaps and bounds better than Klay Thompson.
Sure, he's better. Yes, he's better. He's a better basketball player than Klay Thompson was, but Klay Thompson has 3 rings compared to him.
Oh, 4.
4. Yeah, sorry, 4.
How could you forget that?
I forgot 4.
That's like NBA 101.
Yes, but my point is that's why the Devin Booker thing. So let's get that out of the way, and then the Jason Tatum part of it. You don't want to admit that he's better than Booker.
He's better than Tatum.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He is better than Tatum.
let's be honest. But the reason, obviously, it's clear why Jason Tatum didn't get much minutes in this Olympics. Because he's playing behind LeBron and Kevin Durant,
and that's the kind of role that he plays.
With that being said, though, I do think it's a little ridiculous that Steve Kerr could not in these games play him at all. Yes. And I think it was weird what he was doing with him and Embiid, where he was basically not playing them at all, starting them, and then kind of doing the same thing. He was kind of going back and forth. Obviously, it's a short period of time. He's trying to find the rotations that work. But the thing is, Steve Kerr knows it's going to be a story.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, as someone like Jason Tatum, who you could say whatever you want about him, the guy's been to multiple NBA finals. He's an NBA champion. He's just coming off a first-team All-NBA. It's pretty disrespectful just not to play him at all.
Exactly.
From that aspect, it's like you don't have. If you play him 5 minutes, it's a non-story.
Yeah,
he's playing behind LeBron and KD. This is international basketball. It's different than the NBA.
Especially with, like I said, I've never seen, like, I don't know what it is about him, but like people love to just fucking poke at him on Twitter. People love to just talk about him, because even if he played 10 minutes, the same people who are chirping about him not getting any minutes are going to chirp about how his 10 minutes weren't as good as the 10 minutes that this guy played or that guy played.
Well, it's a couple reasons though. It's because he's on the Celtics. That's a huge reason why he gets heated on. No, I mean, like, that's part of the reason for me. I don't like the Celtics, and like the fact that he's the main guy, like, it's kind of just too easy. And then the other one is just like he's corny. He just does it to himself sometimes. Like the whole "we did it." That wrote itself. You know what I mean?
But that was before.
That was ridiculous. But like, I don't know.
I don't know what actual reason. Maybe he's corny. I don't know.
I mean, listen, I was a Jason Tatum fan because he was on my team at Duke, and then he just turned into like a clown, bro. Like,
you're a Duke fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Duke fan, but like, I loved him on Duke, but then he got to the NBA and started acting different. So I don't know. Like, something about him rubs me the wrong way.
Listen, I get it, but I still think I would pick Tatum on my team as my 1A alpha over most other players in the league. I think it gets to number 5 is where I start.
I think the thing with Tatum is he's improved so much in his game on defense and playmaking, things along those lines. But when you look back, if you watch, bro, I was there. This is the one playoff game I've been to in a while. I went to the Game 3, Nets, Celtics. The series that the Nets got swept in.
Yeah.
Bro, Jason Tatum was so far and away the best player on the court with Jaylen Brown, with Kevin Durant, with Kyrie Irving. It wasn't even close. That whole series and that playoff run until the finals, he was doing whatever he wants. He was shooting confidently he was shooting the 3-ball confidently. Yeah. He was playmaking. You could just see his confidence. He was oozing confidence at that time.
Yeah.
Now it looks a lot different. He's got this great team around him, and he's probably a better player, but he does not play with the same confidence that I feel like he was then.
It almost reminds me of somewhat of what Ben Simmons went through.
Well, this is going to be his test, because this whole Olympics, all this news about him not playing, it's going to it's going to test him.
He actually is who Ben Simmons was promised to us to be, because Ben Simmons was supposed to be this versatile playmaking, just can't really shoot.
Now he's really catching strays. You're comparing him to Ben Simmons. That's the biggest insult he's gotten so far.
No.
Backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
But
that's wild.
No, but that's who Ben Simmons was supposed to be, like LeBron-esque.
He was supposed to be, yeah.
But without the jump shot. And, I mean, I'm not saying that Jason Tatum's
obviously a much better shooter, but yeah.
Yes, but he's also playmaking, defensive, just versatility. That's where he's strong with.
I don't know. I watched the Olympics, and this is good. I didn't really know where to rank this player, I'm gonna say, but after this Olympics, I think he's better than Tatum. Anthony Davis. I think just seeing him play, he's a monster. I think because AD, I had him outside my top 10. After watching this Olympics, I'm putting him over Tatum.
No, he's in the top 10. He's not over Tatum. I mean, obviously, listen, yeah,
he's just that valuable. His defense is crazy, and Tatum's defense is above average, good, you could say, even. But
bro,
I don't know. Anthony Davis, him and Tatum kind of shoot similar numbers.
Bro. They played two different roles.
It doesn't matter though.
One's a big. One can initiate the offense.
It doesn't matter. He's so valuable because there's not many players that on Anthony Davis' talent. Like there's a bunch of Tatums. There's a bunch of Tatums.
There's not a bunch of Tatums.
There's a bunch of Tatums. LeBron, KD. You got.
That's it. That's the
Wait. I'm not done.
No one else.
Think another 6'8", 6'10" who can play point guard and guard a point guard and also guard a big.
He's up there. Donovan Mitchell's up like that.
Tatum?
Yeah, bro. Like
Tatum.
They're just completely different
there.
players.
Bro.
They're completely different players.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, like bro, like
See,
they're all kind of
what people don't
around.
know. What people don't know is I admitted Jules was right off camera about the Jamal Murray thing.
Now on camera with it,
And he got confident. Now he's just talking out the side of his mouth. Jeez,
No,
you
listen,
said Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum are the same type of player.
I think Tatum is a top 10 player, but he's not top 5, and I say that definitively. Like he's just not. I can name a couple others that are better.
I think. Do you agree as a Suns fan, and take your Devin Booker fandom out of it? Do you agree that like there's part of the pause to see what Devin Booker can do with this team without it, like being the lead guy?
I mean, who's gonna be the lead guy? KD permanently.
But if Devin Booker's your lead guy, what is the ceiling of your team? I don't think it's that high.
I think it's pretty high. I think this year he's going to be still going to be the guy. I think he's going to be better than Kevin Durant, and I think the Suns will be better.
I don't know. Dude.
Who's going to be better than Kevin Durant?
But Devin Booker, he's going to play better than him. They were around the same numbers this past year, but
numbers is one thing, but Devin Booker's not better than Kevin Durant.
Not right now.
Devin
Booker's, I think by the end of the year,
that's not Devin Booker's team.
What do you mean?
Like that, like the Devin Booker team is not the team that Kevin Durant's on.
Yeah, it is. What do you mean?
No,
he's literally the offense goes through him.
No, it goes through Booker, Beal, Durant. Booker, Beal, Durant.
It mainly he's got the ball more than KD does.
Do you have I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean we could talk Steph. You want to talk Steph or LeBron first?
I mean, what is there to talk about LeBron?
I think the thing with LeBron is like he just what LeBron James is doing is it just gets crazier and crazier, and with every year that this goes on, the more to me I just find it hard to say he's not the best basketball player of all time. Like you can easily say to me Michael Jordan had the best peak of all time.
Sure.
But if we're talking longevity, at this point,
yeah,
especially if LeBron continues to just play like this for another year or two. How do we say he's not the best basketball player of all time?
Yeah, no,
he's done it at every level. He's
totally agree.
I saw this stat. He's won like every award. He's won the Finals MVP. He's won the regular season MVP. He just won the Olympic MVP. He's won the in-season tournament MVP. He's won the All-Star Game MVP.
Wild.
He's the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. He's won at every single level. He's been the MVP at every level. Like, bro, like the longevity is just crazy, bro. And we rated the players at the beginning of the year. He was outside all of our top tens. And it's like, comes down to it. USA basketball.
I said I'd take Jamal Murray over him.
Yeah,
bro. And then we're watching the Olympics. It's like it's him and Steph, like two guys who like this year, like people are starting to slowly put certain players ahead of them when they're ranking them. And it's like when it comes down to it, Steph, KD, and LeBron. Those are the three guys that just. When you need a bucket or you need something done, or you need to really take over at the end of the game, those are still the guys. It's crazy.
Which is why, like, I know people like I'm sure Magic fan and like Pacers fans get pissed off, but like when you talk about teams that those guys are on, like or those teams like in the 8 seed, like hey, why doesn't my team get talked about enough? And meanwhile, the Lakers are on the play-in game, and the Warriors are on the fringe about to not make it, and those teams are still getting talked about like that because they do have those guys. So, but NBA wise, like the problem with LeBron and the problem with Steph and the problem with KD, as you can see, having one of those guys who's that good on your team, it means you have to sacrifice everywhere else. So if you're not willing to do that, and if you're not willing to, if you're wanting to side one of those guys, then you have to just like literally bargain basement shop everywhere for every other position on your team, which is what like you see happens with like the Lakers at this point.
LeBron, right?
Yeah, LeBron.
Yeah.
We were like actually not mid conversation when they walked in. So
Yeah.
you have any thoughts on LeBron?
Just the GOAT, bro. At the end of the day,
LeBron's your GOAT?
Yeah, no, it's clear. Like Jordan fans just bring up the only thing they say bring up is rings. Like it's literally their only argument. Like if you just watch pure talent, bro. it's LeBron by a mile, and like just all these accolades that are never gonna get broken. It's something special, man.
Yeah, I think that his points record is probably like. I don't think there's anyone who's ever going to be able to break that.
It would have to be like Luka, and that's only if he keeps like up this pace for the next like 15 years.
Which isn't going to happen because he doesn't know how to take care of himself.
Yeah, you can make the argument that okay, like there's going to be more scoring. Like guys are starting to average more. Like you know, 10 years ago, 25 points a game was one of the top probably 3 scorers in the league. Now you got guys averaging 35, but the difference is like it's just how long he's doing it. Yeah. And it's like if he can keep playing for another 3 years if he wants to, probably even more.
He could. I think he'll do 2 more years. This one
he'll probably do this year, see how it goes. But it's like, bro, like he's just continuing to add. He became the all-time postseason scoring leader like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
The amount of
they haven't made the playoffs.
I know. So he probably he hasn't had really any deep runs in a while, but. Dude, I don't know. It's really I don't know how you can really argue against him being the GOAT at this point. Like you can, like you said, the only argument is rings. LeBron still has 4. Like it's not like he's got 1.
Yeah. If he had 1, then sure. Like we'd be having
a
lot of
rings,
conversation.
Bro. Like,
I think
he's won in 3 different teams. Won for 3 different teams as well.
It goes to that like debate of who would you rather at the end of the game or who would you rather build your team around? And if you rather build your team around LeBron and have Jordan at the end of the game. I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
Sure.
But at the same time LeBron's had his fair share of clutch moments. Like it's really obviously it's subjective, it's preference. Like
exactly.
There's no wrong. They played in different eras, but I don't know. LeBron, bro.
He's the king. We're never going to see something like him again, in my opinion. Like there's never going to be a guy I think is better than him. If I had to bet
in the NBA, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he's probably the best.
Yeah. And
besides,
Wemby has the small chance, but that's only if he like.
We're going to Wemby talk.
Really good in the next couple years.
But I don't know. Like I don't want to put a ceiling on him, but also I don't want to like say like. That he's not going to hit it because then like he could just prove us wrong because the stuff that he does on the court is just silly.
But Wemby, like the idea of Wemby having a career that long just seems impossible.
Yeah, it's something I don't see happening.
Like you think what is he 7'5"?
Yeah, it's just that's like it's just the height. You know what I mean? Like the taller you like someone smaller than 6'8" is not going to have a better career than LeBron ever. But someone taller than him might. Like Wemby, if he just. He turns into a sniper, bro. Like no one's gonna be able to guard.
I mean, bro, did you see what he was doing in the Olympics?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not far fetched to me that Wemby could be a top 10 player this year.
I mean,
like if you think about it, there's like that top 5, right? That top 5 guys where it's like Jokic, Giannis, Luka, I guess SGA and Embiid. You can any order you want to put them in, I'm cool with.
Fuck Embiid.
But if you really think about it, like that other range is like guys like Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, like they're great players, but they are not on the caliber of those top 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
So someone like Wemby, it would not surprise me at all if he ends up having a year where he's averaging 25, 11, 5 and 5.
Yeah,
like,
but
he could average 3 or 4 blocks a game.
But I don't think that the Spurs
probably already did average 3 or 4 blocks this year.
The Spurs aren't going to rush him. Like at all, which is the only reason.
It doesn't matter. He puts up these numbers in like 20 minutes.
But yeah, still, I don't see him being a top 10 player because like also part of being a top 10 player is part of being there when it matters. Like if you're being a top 10 player against the Rockets and in March, then like that's one thing.
But you can't use it against him if Pop and the Spurs do not rush him into it because he's clearly ready. We saw what he did.
Yeah,
he led the whole game and he led the Olympic final in scoring. He was dominant.
I think there's to anoint him as a no doubter top 10 player is going to be tough.
I'm not saying he's no doubt. I said there's a good. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either if he's.
I wouldn't either. But like. You also got to remember, like, I feel like in order for him to take that step, he would have to make the playoffs. I feel like if he does not make playoffs, let's just say the Spurs are 35 and whatever, bro. Like, yeah, like he'll probably have a good statistical year, but no one's gonna say, "Oh, Wemby's certainly in my top 10."
I mean, I thought the Spurs had a solid offseason. I like the
Chris Paul.
I like the draft they had.
Yeah.
I liked Chris Paul. I mean, look what Chris Paul did with OKC. Obviously, he's older now, but when Chris Paul went to OKC, they were a bad team.
Look what we did with your team, but you don't want to talk about the Suns anymore.
Look what he did with OKC and the Suns. He took these teams that had young talent but couldn't put it together. He led them, made the playoffs, and made the finals.
That's unk for you.
If anyone's gonna do it with Wemby and get him in the second year into the playoffs, it's Chris Paul.
I feel like he's a backup now. He's like 40, right?
Yeah.
He's old.
Yeah.
I don't think he's still starting point guard.
No, he's
in the
not.
NBA
It's not even
material.
that. It's just everything he brings to a team outside of
being an
basketball
adult
as well.
I mean, I could see it. I could see him being a leader that way, but I don't know.
He's not going to lead the team in scoring or anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Wemby will be like around the 12 to 13 cusp of
I do
players.
see
So
that.
random though. It's
No,
he's gonna be a top 13.
I see what I see what Julian's saying though, because like you said, like you can count them on our hands. We had those 5. We had Giannis, Luka, Embiid, Jokic, SGA, and then you have those
KD.
5 are kind of in there, and then you have the Booker, KD, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Brunson. You have AD.
Yeah.
You have LeBron, and all those players. You have John Morant
I'm
coming
taking
back.
Wemby over
Steph.
AD.
You have John Morant
I'm taking Wemby over AD.
right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. Not
Yes,
right now.
I am.
Not right now.
Bro,
Not right now. You have no idea. Anthony Davis is better than Wemby on offense. Not defense, probably.
he?
Yes.
Anthony Davis is better than Wemby on offense?
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it that confidently.
I'm just saying.
It's close, but
I'm just
he's
saying
better.
Wemby will be probably the defensive player of the year. He's going to be on an All NBA team, and he's going to be an All Star. Those are pretty much 3 givens,
Yeah.
unless he has, I'm not going to even say.
The All Star isn't a given.
I don't speak injuries into existence. But, bro, like I understand.
And we got to
Anthony
make room
Davis
for
is
Randall
great.
too.
Yeah,
That's
Randall.
so true.
Fuck outta here.
You got to make room for Sabonis and Randall. And Nurkic, right?
Yeah, Nurkic sucks. All right, so who else do we want to talk about?
Steph, KD.
KD's kind of boring to talk about. Like, yeah.
I feel bad for KD. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Because like I look at his career, because he's been like probably the best scorer that I've seen in my lifetime. Like definitely the best scorer I've seen in my lifetime. And for him to be like the guy who's just like a lone soldier, who's just not with any team, no elite, no like alliances or anything like that, and like he's as special as he is when he's on his game. I just think it's sad seeing what like has happened of his career.
All right, but like when it comes down to like what jersey you think, what team you think he values the most? Like what team do you think he
that's
goes into
why
the
he
Hall of
feels
Fame?
bad for him. He probably
like,
doesn't have a team.
He's got to pick a team to go into the Hall of Fame with.
Yeah, maybe the Thunder.
But the Thunder fans like hate him.
Yeah,
Listen, I think he's gonna pick the Suns because it's gonna be his last team, and it's gonna
Well,
be
if it's his
and it's gonna be what
the team who wins everything.
4 or 5 years. Is that would that be his longest team? 5 years?
No, okay. See, I will say one thing. I think if Kevin Durant stays with the Suns, they continue to have success. Potentially, maybe who knows? Maybe something happens. They do win a ring.
Yeah.
Then yes, I think as long as he stays the rest of his career in Phoenix, yes. But also, I'm pretty sure the Warriors already said that they would retire.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure they said they're going to retire his jersey. I could be dead wrong.
I'm sure that they have talked about it.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Like what you're saying. It's like you look at LeBron. Like LeBron has won a championship everywhere he's been. He's beloved everywhere he's been.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, which is crazy.
He made his amends in Cleveland. What if Kevin Durant went back to OKC?
Oh, they would fucking love it if he won a ring.
What if he
love
went?
him?
I don't know his
my
contract.
God,
But I think he's under contract for like three more years.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
OKC needs too.
But it's like, imagine that would be the craziest thing if Kevin Durant
Like,
ended up finding his way back to OKC. They use like the Sun season's like not going the way they think it is. They use all of their picks.
Oh my God!
And maybe like a Jalen Williams or something.
I would
get
do
Kevin Durant.
I would do like a Jalen Williams 3 first rounders and like maybe Caruso or something. They still have Shea. They still have Hartenstein. They still have who's the fuck? Chet. Yeah. I mean, they still have a lot of pieces there. So
I'll be lucky. I'll take Kason Edwards and you'll like it.
Yeah, case on it.
I need Jalen Williams 3 firsts and who else did I fucking
The ghost of Poku.
Caruso.
Caruso? No, yeah. I mean, it's not out of. It's not. out of
That
the
would
realm
be
of possibility.
nuts.
That would be.
And then OKC is the team he goes into the Hall of Fame with.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Durant's best bet. Is things go south in Phoenix. OKC comes in, gives a great trade, uses all their picks and some young talent. Gets Kevin Durant, brings him in with Shea, Chet,
Fuck it, I have
whatever they have, and then they win the championship. And then Kevin Durant rides off in the sunset in OKC. If the Jersey retired everything.
If the Knicks throw in like a second round pick just to help out compensations, I'd be all for it, just for no reason.
No, but like no. Let's say the Thunder don't win a chip this year. Is that really like not what I would do if I was the Thunder? Be like, hey, like I will give you like whatever you want. For
Is
KD.
Ishbia trading Kevin Durant's the bigger question? Obviously, OKC would do it.
After this year, like I don't see why you wouldn't at least try something new.
I mean,
if they don't go make
That's
it to at
crazy.
least the conference
This
finals.
is a Suns fan we're listening to, and he's already willing to give up on the Kevin Durant experiment.
Yes, after 2 years, like you should at least be in the conference finals with this whole Kevin Durant thing. So
They did get swept in the first round.
yeah.
well, I mean, like I think in the NBA circles, like people are not looking at the Suns as like a very like positive future, like that like. What was it? The trade that the Nets and the Rockets did when the Nets said, "Hey, can we get our picks back from that James Harden trade?"
Yeah.
And and the Rockets were like, only if you give us back the Suns picks. And they just made that swap, which was like kind of weird, but it's what made everybody think that KD was going to go back to the Suns because they thought that the Suns could get back their picks. I mean, Rockets.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see what you're saying with KD. He's kind of just got a weird career.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks because he is one of the probably 15 best players of all time.
I don't think there's 5 better people who play basketball that I've ever seen play.
No, like if we're talking greatest, like I think you have to put Larry Bird better than Kevin Durant. But
Then
like,
I've seen a play. I didn't see Larry.
But I'm
play.
saying like if they play each other, like at their peak, I think Kevin Durant wins.
I think KD's watching him.
We didn't watch Larry Bird play. We can't really.
But I think Kevin Durant's watching him.
Listen,
AI prime Larry Bird versus Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KD's watching him.
bro, I just watched KD hit a tween cross
Off some guy who works at a pizzeria.
and then shoot over him for like the dagger 3 against Serbia. Like Larry Bird is not doing that. He's taking a step back.
Let's not overreact to fucking
The Olympics, bro.
us barely beating Serbia, who has what 2 NBA
Bro,
players on their roster.
that guy's a dishwasher at some restaurant down here in the village.
He works at the local restaurant. Plays basketball at night at the rec center. His performance in the last 2 games, especially obviously the end of that final game, was just insane. Which is why, to me, I was shocked that he didn't win the MVP. I thought going into it, like, the only real option for the U.S. was LeBron.
Yeah.
But then when you do that and you single-handedly put the team on your back and win it, let's be honest, if he doesn't catch fire, there's a really good chance they lose that game.
Bro, those threes he hit.
That last one was insane.
That last one was just
It was...
No, the first one he hit was like, I was like, oh shit. Because like I said, I was on the cruise last week. I didn't watch any of the games. I watched it today.
Yeah.
Watching him hit that 3 in that such a big part, I was like, oh my god. And then to see him hit the next 2, and then the last one on top of all of that, just to kick, it was insane.
Well, it was also like you got to see like how like excited he was, and it's like we kind of talked about this before with like how like the Olympics are fun now because the other countries are kind of they're slowly catching up.
Yeah.
They haven't caught up. There are some amazing international players who are some of the best players in the world.
Sure.
But the fact that the Olympics were so entertaining, watching that Serbia game, that comeback, like watching that final against France, like that was like that was the most fun I've ever had in my life watching Olympic basketball.
Yeah.
Because usually
it's a blowout.
yeah.
it's not fun. You know, it's not fun to watch, and it's cool to see like all these, guys. I thought even the guy from France was
Yabusele.
bro. Like I didn't realize I never even heard of him.
What?
Yeah, he was
No,
like
before the Olympics.
That was French Draymond. The Celtics drafted him.
Yeah.
Yes, the Celtics drafted him. He did nothing for 2 years, and now all of a sudden this dude's showing out on the national stage.
Yeah, bro. He was supposed to be French Draymond. I remember when they drafted him. That's what I think it's what either Kevin Pelton or what's his name. Kevin O'Connor said
Well, like
about him.
that dude is going to be in the NBA, right? Like someone's going to
someone will
that.
give
Like
I mean,
someone's
maybe,
gonna have
yeah.
to take a chance on it.
But also, he's probably just fine doing where he's at right now.
Is he in France?
I'm pretty sure he tweeted that he's ready for like another chance.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bring fat Draymond back.
All I could think about watching him and that other center with the dreads because Rudy Gobert got benched, and we could talk about that because that's hilarious. But
yeah, he's
like, all I could think about watching these international centers who are like kind of doing well. I was like, the Knicks could use a center.
Oh my god, right? I mean, Yabusele's not who I want on
the
the
other
team.
guy they had.
Just go to South Sudan, pick one of those guys up. They're fucking massive.
They're good, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steph Curry. I don't know the stuff like. It's crazy when you think about Steph Curry from Dayton. And first of all, like just the fact that he's been in the league this long doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
yeah,
I feel like he got into the league like not that long ago. He's been in the league for like 14 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
But-
Well, no, he was on those Monte Ellis, those Warriors
it's
teams. Remember that?
Yeah,
Bro, like-
oh, that's old.
Those
man.
David Lee teams.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has to be the best point guard of all time, right?
In my opinion, yes.
Sure.
He's better than
But it's
Magic
like now, like
Johnson's
people
and
one.
say
I don't want
Magic
to
Johnson.
overreact to the Olympics because, like the Olympics are
Yeah.
for the most part like we no one really pays attention to Melo's 3 rings, three gold medals. Like for the most
Relax.
part, you saw him say he wouldn't trade them for an NBA championship.
If it was a Knicks championship, I would kill him if he said that.
But I don't know, like it's just the way his performance, like on this stage, like it's just another thing. It's like for LeBron, like LeBron gets the MVP, he had another amazing Olympics. Like you might at first like, whatever, it's the Olympics, but then you kind of think about it, it's like it's the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like this is like the highest stage for international basketball, and now he just has another moment where he completely takes over. He's
In
hitting
2 games, too.
The 2 most important games. Like he took over. He hit the most insane shots.
That shot over the double team, the
It was
last
crazy.
one.
Yeah.
I was
It
on the
did-
couch.
it
I was just laughing. I was
It
like,
didn't
this
even
guy's
matter.
insane.
It didn't even matter either. Like, 'cause the game,
No, it mattered. Like I think it was a 1 possession game.
no, it was like it was either a 6-point game or a 9-point game at that point.
No, was it?
It was like a 6-point game.
That was to go up like 4, I think.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
I watched it
bro.
today. It was like they were already up 6 at that point.
It was like the nail in the coffin.
It was the
Interesting.
it was
Okay.
the
nail in the coffin.
Okay.
the fall away one where he hit it over 2 people.
Okay.
But it's crazy because like if you were before the Olympics started and before those 2 games, and you don't want to overact the 2 games, but people would have been like, all right, like the best point guard in the league is what, Luka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luka point guard?
Yeah, you can consider him point guard.
People will say what, Luka, Shea.
Yeah.
People say Luka, Shea. A lot of people are saying Brunson, and then Steph Curry. And I love Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson's
Bro, like you watch something like that, and you're just like, wait, like we did our top 50. Like Steph Curry was like, actually, I had him at 5. Never mind. I thought, but at the time, I thought I had him overrated. I was like, I don't love this at all. And then you see Steph Curry, and obviously
he
struggles
still
for some
goes
part,
off.
but it's like, bro, like it's Steph Curry, and it just goes back to like those big 3. It's like they're like timeless, bro.
It's nuts. We're never going to see another iteration of Team USA or just basketball like this again. Like even like the next coming Olympics, it's going to be like I don't even know who's going to be at that point.
And let's not underrate his cadence or like not cadence, his fucking celebration after that 3, bro. Nweet, bro. That's tough. That's tough, bro. like he got me. Now I wolf when I pull up. I'm doing the nweet to whoever.
The what?
Nick. The nweet. The night in.
Why did you call it
Nuit? Nuit. And that's.
because French.
Yeah. No, you didn't see he trademarked that or whatever. Like nuit. Yeah. That's how you say night in France.
Say it again.
French.
Say it again, Jules.
Nuit.
I was like, what is he talking about?
No, I know what I'm talking about.
Sounds like he's saying like he sounds like a.
Jules only gets his news from Darren Ravel.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Gets it from my sports update, bro. Come on.
I actually do. My sports update's fire. But all right. So who else we want to talk about?
I mean, from Team USA, I don't really. I think like guys like Ant Edwards, like I think he was clearly like kind of like in the playoffs. He had his moments, but for for the most part, he's still really young, not really on that level yet.
Not there yet.
I feel like people we kind of all jumped the gun on him.
SG2 behind Book.
SG, I mean, if you're talking Olympics, like Canada, I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised with how Canada went out.
I mean, they had nobody over. Like Kelly Olynyk was the biggest person on their team.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at them, like, we could talk Jamal Murray, but it's like
Let's talk Jamal Murray.
They have a lot of like legitimate NBA talent, guys who are actually in rotation.
And Rowan Barrett,
who was an international star.
He did.
Went off.
He did. I was stat watching that. No, he was going off.
Stat watching, Jules.
You want to talk Jamal Murray, your guy?
Yeah.
I don't think it makes. I think it's a little scary actually if you're a Denver Nuggets fan.
Yeah, no, he looked terrible.
He looked terrible after the Lakers series too.
Yeah, it was bad.
But he looked amazing in the Lakers series.
I will backtrack. I will backtrack the statements I made about Jamal Murray.
I was waiting for that.
I'm sorry, Jules. Yes,
right,
you're right.
Thanks, son.
Once.
But no, like in all honesty, like Jamal Murray, people were saying he's better than LeBron. People were saying he's a top 15 player. He didn't even start on his Olympic team. Like,
all right, bro.
No. It doesn't matter who's ahead of him. He didn't start.
Well, also if you want to look at Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, yet again, I was on the right side of history. I said it should have been Wemby. Exposed during the Olympics.
Yeah, that
even
was
in the Olympics, when you can camp out in the paint, there is no 3-second violation.
Yeah.
This man isn't closing for his team. It's a guy alongside Wemby I've never heard of.
I had him as a top 40 player. He's below my top 50 as it is.
Rudy, you could just tell watching the games like how much Team USA guys do not like or respect Rudy Gobert.
I also think that's part of what it is too, because like they just don't like that motherfucker so much, bro.
Nobody what? Why does
they just want to dunk it as hard as they can on his head?
Like, you saw like Embiid, like Embiid's a scumbag, but like he like even did that thing, like he's like falling all over him, but like I don't know. What does Rudy Gobert? Does he talk a lot of shit, or is he just mad that he gets all these Defensive Player of the Year awards?
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is in his game.
Because Draymond can't stand him either. He goes out of his way at all times to just like chirp him. There was rumors I was hearing that he was behind the French bench.
Yeah,
so he could chirp them.
Yeah,
which is insane. Like, come on, dude. But like. You could just see it, like, bro, like, important down the stretch, the Olympic gold medal game, Rudy Gobert is on the bench, and a center who most people who've not heard of is in there with Wemby.
Yeah.
Like, bro. Who was that guy? Because you probably know who
No clue at all.
Exactly. Jelinas doesn't know who he is. I know no one knows.
Yeah, no.
I don't
He wasn't bad, though. He was low-key.
Who was it?
Don't know. It was low-key,
The guy
bro.
with the dreads, you said, right?
Dude, like, there's a few guys in the Olympics, too. Like, you always see, like, damn, like that guy.
Frank Ntilikina was good.
Yeah,
He's
he
alright.
was getting more burn than freaking.
Evan Fournier was good. Evan Fournier, the guy who couldn't find a roster spot on the Knicks.
All right, relax.
That was the best part of like the Olympic finals. Like it was the like late in the second half. It was coming down to Evan Fournier versus Steph Curry. It was like, what are we doing here?
Oh
France's answer: Evan Fournier, U.S. Steph Curry, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Which is kind of what makes international basketball so fun sometimes, because when Dennis Schroeder is like an international like superstar,
superstar.
Like the guy just becomes like one of the best players in the world during FIBA and the Olympics.
It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool to see he can still
for
play.
him.
Yeah,
but it's just like so funny. Like you see these guys who like a lot of people like, oh, Evan Fournier, he's washed up. All of a sudden, this dude is like making three after three.
He was the Knicks' leading 3-point
before Dante.
Before Dante, yeah, Dante got the record.
No, I got a question for you guys though. Like, is this the best Team USA team of all time? You think? They didn't lose a game. They blew out most of their games.
What were they called? Was this the Avengers that they called them?
Yeah, LeBron called them the Avengers.
This was the Avengers.
Yeah. I would take the Avengers over Dream Team, yes.
Yeah, I would also. And over the
like
Redeem
those last
team.
2 games were close. Was there a close game with the Dream Team?
But it's different because Jokic is the best player in the NBA. So like,
all right, and the second best player on his team was Bogdanovich, who's like
not bad. He's
not bad. But have you heard of any of the other guys on his team?
No.
And I'm not saying when the Dream Team played, he probably couldn't name any guys. But
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
No, like literally.
I don't know. That question to me is like, it's
Tony
just like,
Kukoc.
is the NBA better than it was then? Yeah. So like, sure. I guess the Avengers are better than the Dream Team, but
I just don't.
People, I feel like people to this day. What that was in '92. So what are we? 30 years later. Over 30 years later, we're still talking about the Dream Team. Are people going to be talking about the Avengers?
I think so. I think so. Especially after that Steph Curry
shot.
shot.
The Steph Curry hero game when he was able to take out Frank Ntilikina and Evan Fournier.
Wemby.
I don't know. To me, it's a great win, but I don't know.
People talk about the the Kobe Bryant running through Pau Gasol thing.
Yeah, the redeem team.
Yeah, every 4 years that resurfaces online. That's about it.
I'm running through that motherfucker.
Someone like there was like Ant talking shit to Gobert.
Edwards,
this
please.
is our version of it.
That would have been electric. If Ant Edwards ran through Rudy Gobert, that would have been great.
The funniest shit was like after they won, like you just saw Ant Edwards like attached to Katie's hip, basically everywhere they went. He was like his little sidekick.
Yeah, he's like when mom makes you
What
take
Devin
out
Booker
little brother.
What Devin Booker should be doing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the next trade: Devin Booker for Anthony Edwards. Would you do that?
I would. Yes, I would do that because he's younger.
You were about to say something.
Actually, you know what? No, me being a Sun fan and Devin Booker being my favorite player. No, I would not do it. I would not do it. But from a GM,
there he is.
From a GM point of view, yes, that would make sense. That would make sense.
Jesus, that's funny.
No, I think this team is better than any team that's ever been assembled internationally. But that's just me.
I agree.
mean, it's all subjective.
Like if Jason Tatum is like your 11th man, I think that's a pretty good team.
He's giving Jason Tatum some rub.
Yeah. Listen,
How many guys were on that team? 12?
Yeah.
12, yeah.
13 if you count Kawhi.
There was like the funny shit was coming out too. They were saying Halliburton got injured, so like Tatum was healthy and not playing. Halliburton.
I'll give Halliburton some credit.
He was funny with it.
That tweet that he Instagram posted after was great. Still hate him though.
I'll say one thing though. Watching that game down the stretch, I was like, anyone but Joel Embiid beat take over.
Yes,
anyone but Joel Embiid. I'm sorry.
But we do need a better big because we gotta stop just throwing AD out there to the Wolves.
Wait. I was wondering this. Why is Hartenstein not playing for Germany?
They don't need him.
He's the best German center in the league.
You got the Wagner brothers.
Yeah, but Franz is not a.
Mo is.
Franz isn't a
Yeah.
center.
Mo is.
Yeah, no, Mo is.
Mo is, but Hartenstein's better than him.
And you probably have Tice too. I mean, wasn't Tice playing?
Yeah, but I'm just wondering why Hartenstein isn't.
I don't know. I know that
It just kind of crossed my mind. I was like, Hartenstein is the best center from Germany.
I know this because there's like drama with the Puerto Rican team. Is that like a lot of these countries, their like teams kind of circle around like AAU teams, and it's kind of political at times sometimes too. So like,
well, it was like when Isaiah Thomas didn't get picked for the Dream Team.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Because like Jordan didn't like him or something.
Yeah, and Hartenstein's path to the NBA wasn't really international based. I don't think because I think he was in the.
I think he played in U.S. college at a U.S. college.
Yeah, but I don't think he played I don't know if he played with like a club team like all these other guys did.
So wait. I just saw something from Brian Windhorst. The reason that LeBron won the Olympics MVP is because voting opened before the actual medal round counted.
That makes no sense at all. I'm not saying
it's because it's for the whole Olympics though.
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
how does that happen before? Wait, oh my God, this just came up. Joel Embiid was awarded the Order of Valor in his home country of Cameroon
for winning a gold medal.
I think he got a gold medal around his right. I don't know.
Is that Centel or is that Central?
No, it's NBA Central, bro.
Oh God!
Come on, that's funny. You can't lie. That's funny after he just played for USA.
That's nuts.
Like, bro, there's some irony there.
Breaking news: the Phoenix Suns' first 3 games will be at Clippers, at Lakers, versus Mavericks.
Yeah, what do you think about that? The Knicks and Wemby on Christmas Day.
Oh. I mean, I'll watch that. Obviously.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, the Spurs. That's so respectful though. Like the Spurs are not going to be a playoff team, in my opinion, but. To put them on Christmas, that means I know you want to watch Wemby. I know y'all want to watch Wemby. And you're gonna get it.
The Bucks are on Christmas.
Man, Bucks are boring. Bucks are really boring.
I mean, they have Giannis.
I'm shocked the Suns were on. Suns and Nuggets are both on Christmas. I think that's a really weird matchup. Yeah, I think they're both gonna They're both gonna be all right. They're not two premier
the Nuggets
teams.
have Embiid.
Yeah, they are.
But when you were talking about we're talking about Christmas Day, it's not about the best teams. They want the teams with the star players.
I guess.
Or the big
stars.
cities.
The stars.
Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, stars. Like we can say whatever we want. They're big names.
Jokic,
The Knicks,
Jokic is the best player in basketball.
The Knicks, Jalen Brunson, star and big city.
Yes, exactly. That's why I always like the Bulls are playing on. The Bulls are on all the time.
with
the Sixers
Joakim Noah.
won, they weren't that good. Like I don't know. I feel like they always like the Knicks had 2 years where they weren't playing them on Christmas.
Yeah, they were.
They were that bad.
Yeah,
for the most part, when they were even mediocre,
right? They play like the Bucks. Yeah.
But I do think it's interesting that what you said that the Spurs got the nod and the Knicks and the Bucks kind of fell off.
That's just Wemby, I think.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
Because I think we're gonna get to a point where Wemby's probably the biggest name in basketball. Probably next 2 years when LeBron and Steph are gone.
I mean, it's kind of funny to say when LeBron's gone, but LeBron James Jr. is still in the
league.
league.
See that? You saw that tweet? Always resurfaces from 2015. It's thank God LeBron's 30. This fuckery won't go on that much longer. Here we are 9 years later. Wait, wow. 9 years? He's is he 39?
39.
Crazy, dude. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Because
I just have one more question. How long do you think it's going to take before we ask either of your girlfriends and they'll know who Wemby is? You know what I mean? Without you just keep saying his name.
I don't think she'll ever know who Wemby is.
But I'm saying
even if I tell,
Jessica's the wrong person to ask.
But you know how they all know LeBron? Everyone knows LeBron.
Like a household name.
Yeah. You think Wemby's ever going to be a household name here just because he's friends?
3 years.
Everyone, I'm talking about 90% of people. You're like, oh, you know who Wemby is, and they'll be like, yeah.
No, but people know Jason Tatum.
No,
girls know Jason Tatum.
Not everybody. My mom might not know who Jason Tatum is. It's possible.
I think that give it a few years.
So sorry, Mom. Sorry, I didn't mean to question your ball knowledge. But
Joel's gonna go home with a picture of Jason Tatum to show his mom.
But I don't know. I feel like give him. I think he's still 5 years away.
It's good. That takes a long time.
I think it takes a couple at least 2 finals appearances.
But it's also it's just time with people are gonna start seeing his Nike commercials everywhere. It's that's why it just takes longer. It's not even necessarily winning. If they won the chip this year, it wouldn't have made everyone know who he is. It's it's just time of being exposure, being on ESPN.
I mean, LeBron got
being
drafted.
on SportsCenter, Instagram has the highlights every night. Eventually you just see something so much that it just becomes ingrained in your head.
What was